Alright, now I'll be starting Dr. Carter's questions, beginning with one about the Renaissance. Had asked me to discuss why the character of Dr. Faustus is a tragic hero and how his strengths and failings are well suited as representations of the tensions of the Renaissance culture. So, I mean, it's no, secret that he is definitely a tragic hero. His big tragic flaw was, wanting kind of to play God and just seeking knowledge before all else and only for his own benefit. And so that makes him also a big overreacher. And so I think this really breaks away from just the medieval idea of man being a piece in God's overall puzzle, and everyone working, as pieces to make up God. Instead, the Renaissance thinking is more the expansion of that one individual puzzle piece. There's a huge emphasis on the individual, on humanism, and with that comes also breaking away from the focus on God and just becomes a focus on man, which is, very prevalent in Dr. Faustus and in his character and in the story. And so the big way that this is done is through knowledge, and then that is what Dr. Faustus drove towards more than anything else, kind of more of an emphasis in science and in knowledge, and kind of goes with the classical idea, like the only way to live eternally is being remembered. And so Dr. Faustus does just that. He abandons his respectable practices of religion and medicine in order to go on a quest for greater knowledge, much like the humanists abandoned their traditional religious values just on their journey to higher thinking. So in this, Marlowe demonstrates the pitfalls of excessive individualism. Faustus wants all the power and specifically knowledge. It's as if this makes him a bad humanist. And it does a little bit, but it really just makes him kind of a selfish one. A big idea of humanists at this time was, this emphasis on the individual, but it wasn't completely isolated. It was for the good of for everyone else. Humanists are supposed to pass on knowledge to others, but like I said, he wants them all for himself. He wants to kind of play God and be God himself, but it does not work because he's kind of a Renaissance humanist in a medieval Christian world. His knowledge makes him too proud, and he needs help, and it leads to his ultimate demise. Marlowe compares Faustus not with God, as Faustus tries to be, but with a fallen angel such as Satan himself. This is a demonstration of Renaissance culture because while this is where the new world was kind of headed, it was not completely there, and Marlowe shows the dangers of giving up thoughts and beliefs of the past completely. So it kind of needed a little bit of both within it, and just the tension between the Renaissance notion of the power and importance of the individual and the Christian stress on obeying God just fills the tale of Dr. Faustus. Although Faustus suffers from erring too far in the direction of the individual, Marlowe's tragedy leaves the question of how to balance these opposing values unresolved. So, just kind of shows the dangers of just one way of thinking the Renaissance mind too much, and I think that was the biggest tension during the era.